Hi, everyone. Welcome to the session where we're going to run you through the Telegram group chat house rules, right? We want everyone to feel respected and welcomed, and we're so happy to have you as a part of this community. We've listed out a couple of things that you can read through in more detail, but we're just going to touch on them really briefly. So you get a feel of, why we put this document together, and you understand where we're coming from. So in regard to the do's and don'ts, we really highly recommend that you read through this list in detail in your own time. But just for example, it's standard community rules. I think this is something that, if you're in your own family or in your home or you're working on a team, all these kind of rules would apply to make sure that everyone kind of is in harmony. So for example, we will not tolerate any harassment of members. So if we see anyone speaking ill of someone else in the community, it's something that we will definitely call out. We don't, this is not a group for placing advertisements for different things. This is really a group where we want people to feel like their well-being is taken care of and not that they're constantly being, reached out to for promotions by different members of this community, but more so it's a discussion forum. Another one would be just to maintain respect for, all members' views. So sometimes we may disagree with something someone says about, a modality they use in spirituality, for instance, or a personal transformation author who they like. We can have debates, but let's respect each other and we can always agree to disagree. We welcome different opinions, but we want to make sure that the language we're using is not disrespectful to anyone. Another thing is, do not monopolize, right? The chat, let others talk. So bombarding the chat with a series of messages can be really overwhelming for some people. And we want to make sure, once again, that people feel like this is a place they can come to share and not feel like they don't want to open the community group chat, but that they actually want to open it and see what's happening. And if any one or two or a couple of people are over posting in the group, it can seem like it's almost taken over by that.
Yeah, thanks. So hopefully, a lot of the items on this list you're very familiar with, and we wanted to just be specific so there's no question that we are clear, right? And if you have anything else that you don't see on this list that you feel should be on this list, please let us know. And along with those as well, while we try to do our best to qualify people before they join the ExI community Telegram group chat, there's always the chance that somebody may be spoofing or misrepresenting themselves or being a bad actor. So whenever you do get any kind of a message, whether it's public or private, about asking for money or crypto or tokens or donations or this or that, please understand that that's not something we condone. These individuals could be scammers and most likely will be probably fraudulent as well.
Another thing that we encourage people are vigilant about is not to put anyone down. We covered this in the first points that I read out. It's mentioned in one of the points, which is just don't post negative comments towards anyone who might be sharing about their own products or services. Actually, we do not encourage this as a space to promote products and services. This is really a space where we can talk about our well-being. So just bear that in mind. And definitely no negative speak to each other, because it's not the kind of atmosphere that I think anyone in the community wants to feel.
And of course, don't be surprised to hear about our zero tolerance policy. So we do have really no leeway for anybody that engages in, as you probably can guess, could be aggressive, bullying, obscene kind of behavior. And of course, we will not tolerate that, and you will be immediately ejected from our group chat. We know most of you are going to adhere to these rules, and it's always a few bad apples, right, that has to spoil it for everybody else. But just to be clear, we do have a zero tolerance policy for these things.
And to welcome all the new community members, right? It's great to know each other. And sometimes when people are added to a Telegram group, they could just be there in silence for a really long time. And there could be some people who are more comfortable posting updates, but then no one really knows each other. So we'd love if when someone joins the group or is added to the group, that they follow this format or a format similar to this, just to introduce themselves. So that would be, what is your name? Where are you based out of? What are your interests or passion projects? And why do you enjoy hanging out in this community? Or what are you curious about by being here? So just those can kind of form the guidelines for an introduction to the community. You can add other things if you compelled to do.
And, regarding direct competitors to EXI, as you know, there are lots of amazing people in this personal transformation, human transformation, self-improvement, personal success space. We do reserve the right to block anybody when there is a conflict of interest, right, due to direct competitors. So just please be aware of that as well.
And look, on that note, you're more than open to reach out to any of the core team members, right? If you do want to share something and you're unsure if you should or not in the community group, feel free to do that rather than just kind of spill it into the group and wonder why maybe a core team member reaches out to you and says that this is not permitted. And finally, we really want to steer away from banning anyone. However, if we see anything in regard to disrespect or, bombarding the group and making others uncomfortable, this is something that we will definitely have to reach out to community members about, because as mentioned in the beginning and several times during this little talk, is that this is a place where we want to make sure harmony is the top priority and that we can share our thoughts openly and we create and maintain a safe space. So on that note, we really welcome everyone who is here. It is still a small community. It will be growing, right, with time. And these are the foundational house rules so that we can really have great conversations moving forward.
Thanks, folks. Thanks for watching this video. And we look forward to your many contributions here at Exponential Individuals with our Telegram group chat and any other amazing things we have coming for you in the future. Thanks, folks.